Hello, welcome to my channel Seniors with a Purpose. My name is Idessa Tony. I am very proud to share that I am a wife, author, and owner of Seniors with a Purpose, LLC. Today's video is about seniors who find love a second time. It is my hope that seniors who view this video realize that it's never too late to share your heart again with another, and that young people will not be afraid to open their hearts to love a first time. Perhaps you are a divorced or widowed senior and have decided to find love again. First of all, don't be afraid. It is highly recommended that seniors look back on their first marriages to determine what worked and what did not work, especially if divorce was the factor, and decide what is acceptable or not in a new relationship. Discussing financial concerns before getting remarried is important. Looking at each other's credit scores is recommended. If they're not compatible, think twice before committing to a serious relationship too soon. Many unnecessary arguments have ensued for this reason. I have never inserted myself in any videos that I have presented until now, and I won't ever again. But it is important that I share my personal experience because I believe that it may help someone understand that you're never too old to find love a second time. In 2003, my first husband of 31 years passed away after battling a chronic illness. He was a wonderful, God-fearing man, as is my current husband. At that time, my brother Kenneth, who lived in Texas, was a long-haul truck driver. He moved me from the state of Oregon to Arizona after the death of my first husband. I never had children. Therefore, I moved to be closer to a sister who already lived in Arizona. My brother also remained in Arizona rather than returning to Texas to live. I hadn't used my degree in sociology for many years, and I began wondering when I should begin looking for work, since my first husband and I had been self-employed for the last 15 years of his life. Eventually, I began working in the mental and behavioral health fields. The work was most rewarding. After 4 years of having been a widow, I was trusting God, minding my own business, and had been working 2 jobs for approximately 3 years by choice. Employment was filling a void in my life, so I just worked as often as possible. One night, my brother called as usual to check on me, but before ending the call, he said, "Oh, sis, I forgot to tell you that I found you a man," which was surprising to me because I didn't know that I was looking. The scriptures say, "Whoso findeth a wife finds a good thing," Proverbs 18:22. You see, according to what God says, the man does the looking. My brother says he was at a major grocery store in Mesa, Arizona, and this tall, slender older man spoke. They talked for a long while outside the market and decided to exchange phone numbers because they wanted to stay in touch. My brother asked if he could give this gentleman my number. I told him no, because I am admittedly a traditional type woman, therefore didn't want any man thinking I was desperate, because I wasn't. But my heart was open to love again. I was waiting on God. I told my brother that he could share information about me, and if the gentleman was interested, he could then give my number. And that is exactly what happened. Soon I received a call. We talked every day for about 2 weeks, and he said, "It's time that we meet." Every time we spoke during that 2 week period, it felt as if I was talking to an old friend with lots of laughter. He asked if I would come to his home in Mesa on Saturday. It was 42 miles from where I was living. I said, "Sure, but my brother has to come with me." He responded, That's fine. I like your brother. Little did I know they had already become fast friends. That Saturday, I picked my brother up, who also lived in Mesa, and when we arrived, we saw no one. But the blinds were open in the front and the garage door was up. I sat in the car for a second, but then got out and stood beside the door handle. I just wasn't sure if I'd have to make a quick getaway. I was wondering why he hadn't come out of the house. I assumed that he knew we had arrived. After 2 or 3 minutes, my brother went to the garage door and rang the bell. He came out, and I wanted to blush like a little school child. He appeared to be about 6'2" and was as handsome as heck. The first thing he said to me was, "I've seen you before." I was taken aback because I knew he had never met me before this day. When I asked where he thought he had seen me, he said, "God showed you to me." I finally understood that he was implying he had already met me in the spirit. I believe that it was partially due to our conversations before seeing each other in person. I could have fallen over because I had already prayed years before. Father, if you choose to send someone else in my life, let him love you first and let him have a wonderful sense of humor. God did that. After a few months, he asked me to marry him. Of course, I said yes. I thought that it would happen immediately, but he said no. We must get to know each other because there are things about me that you need to learn, and I need to see who you really are. So after a year, if we still feel the same, I want you to be my wife. That was May 16, 2009. I was 58 years old and he was 66. He was right to inform that we needed to get to know each other. He was a wonderful man, but there are things about both of us that each needed to see. Everyone has faults, but his made me love him even more. He says the same about me. So, did we wait an entire year before marriage? No, we did not. We met May 16, 2009, and we married May 15, 2010, just 1 day short of a year. By the way, after the year was up, my husband finally shared why he hadn't come out of the house immediately after seeing my brother and I drive up that day. He said that he was watching me from the window and he liked what he saw. I just smiled. By the time this video airs, we will have celebrated our 12th anniversary just 4 days prior. And guess what? The Lord is still first in both of our lives, and the laughter continues. Thank you for allowing me to share our story, proving that it is never too late for love a second time. When God is in the midst of the situation, it can be so beautiful. If you have experienced this, hearing your story about a second chance for love may be helpful and encouraging to others also. If you would like to share, please comment below, or you may head over to my website to share and continue a conversation about this topic. And the website is at seniorswithapurpose.com. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit that like button and notification bell, because I will be airing videos every other day for the next 3 weeks. Thank you, and may God bless you all.